Teacher Diaries. So this week I'm doing a story time, as you can tell from the title. And to be honest, I am a huge fan of story times here on YouTube. There's one particular YouTuber. She's Kenyan. She's called Wahura. I will leave a link to her channel in the description. Like, definitely check her out. She literally makes my days. But she's like the one person I can think of who consistently does story times, and she is hilarious. But anyways, my life is not as adventurous. I hardly do anything that's crazy, worth, talking about. But the things that get to me, or like, things that take me on emotional roller coasters are things like, what I'm about to tell you. So yes, anyways, today's story time is about how I found out that I have been paying excessive amounts of, okay, not really excessive, but it's a lot, like when you add it up, it's actually a lot of money that I've been paying towards Visa currency conversion fees. So I have a bank account. I actually have several, but I won't name the banks because people get sued out here, okay, and I don't want to get sued. But I have been with one particular bank. It is a British bank, but of course they have a branch here in Zambia, and I have been with them for the past 10 years. Yes, you look at me like 10 years is a long time. Like, how old are you? I did get this. Okay, I joined this bank when I was 17 because I was in college, and most people in college tend to have a bank account to get your allowance and whatnot, especially if you're coming from out of town. But I did get that bank account as a birthday present, and also just so I could learn to ration money. And anyways, point is, I've been with this particular bank for the past 10 years. I absolutely love them. I stand for them. They are very, very efficient, and I just like the way they run their operation. So yes, there is a particular bank that I have been with for 10 years. My salary goes there. I actually have a salary account, and I have a savings account, which is yeah, it's there in my name. Do I have money in it? Who knows? But yes, so I have been with this bank for a very, very long time, and I tend to purchase stuff online using my current account with this particular bank. And like I said, they're very efficient. Now there's times when I use my card or I use PayPal, if there's no option for PayPal on a particular website, and then I usually buy stuff online that isn't in the currency, which is the currency of my country, which is Kwacha. And I have these bank accounts with this particular bank in Kwacha. Like, I open them under the Kwacha currency. So I buy stuff online that's in pounds or euros or dollars all the time. And for some reason, I hadn't noticed that I was paying more than I should have. Don't even ask me how, but okay, granted, I think the reason why I didn't notice is because I would spend, like, small amounts of money, and even the couple of times that I've spent so much, for some reason, I didn't question why it was, way above the normal exchange rate for that particular day. So anyways, I think this was about 3 weekends ago. Like, 3 weekends ago, I'm planning this trip with my sisters. It's time to buy, like, our plane tickets. So I bought my plane ticket, right? And my budget, because I knew what the exchange rate was and had a particular amount of money in my account at the time. And I think the plane ticket, okay, everything plus taxes came to about $590. So I was like, okay, fine. What is the exchange rate right now? It's about 12,000. So my budget, even as I was making that payment, using PayPal, by the way, I was like, okay, fine, maybe it will cost me around 7,000 kwacha, right? Like, or maybe just slightly above 7,000 kwacha. So I made the payment, but then I saw the debit from my account, and it was like 7,500. It was close to 7,600, and that is a huge jump, like close to 600 kwacha. I was just like, how? So I do the calculation, right? And I'm like, okay, fine. What was the exchange rate used? And it was coming to like 12 kwacha, 19 way, like something close to that. And that seemed a lot. I was like, okay, fine. This is a lot. Like, like our country is doomed. Like, I just complained, told my sisters, and went to sleep. Then I woke up the next day, and the next day was a Sunday. I was in church. I don't know. I think being in church, just brought about this whole like discernment. Well, it was me daydreaming, but still, I will call it discernment. And I thought about it. I was like, wait a minute. What was the exchange rate, like the actual exchange rate. And for those of you who may not know, you can actually check every day on the Bank of Zambia website what your bank's rate was for the day. It could be dollars or pounds, but I think they only display for dollars, but still, you can check it out. I will try and remember to put some links or website, okay, some URLs for you on the screen if I remember, in the description. But you can go to Bank of Zambia. So I went and checked what the rate was for that day, though it was a Saturday, but still I checked for Friday, and it was around 12 kwacha, 15 ngwe for the bank that I used. So I was like, wait a minute, it's not making sense. Like, how did 12 kwacha go up to 12.89? And being 12 kwacha 89 ngwe or 19 ngwe is a lot. Like, I haven't seen the kwacha go up, that high in a while. So like, no, something's not adding up. I think I have extra fees somewhere. So I sent a message to PayPal, because I use my PayPal when paying for this plane ticket. I emailed or messaged PayPal. Okay, I just googled PayPal contact, so it's an email address, sent them an email, I explained my situation, and I asked them, do you guys have fees? Because I've checked your user agreement, conditions and whatnot. There's nothing about a fee when I use my card, so what's the deal? And then they replied, I think like that was like maybe Sunday morning or midday. By night time, I had gotten a response, and they were like, no, we don't charge anything, ask your bank. So I now call my bank. And by the way, okay, no, I can't mention the bank by name, because like you just never know. Like, you never know. And I don't want to get in trouble with anybody. But anyways, I'm with a particular bank. I won't name them, but they are excellent. The colors are white, blue, and green. And before, when I would try and call their customer services, right, they have Zambia numbers like for different branches. Zambian customer services is like a completely different video, but we are I will say we I will include myself. Zambians are very temperamental. Like, even if you're someone who works in customer services, we're very temperamental, and people just get irritable, and it's like you have to beg with them, or you have to like papatilla, you literally have to make it known that you come in peace when you're making a phone call, just so they don't snap at you, or that they can at least be accommodating. So I used to call those numbers, like, yeah, they'll try, but they weren't perfect, until I used the bank has a 4-digit phone number which you can call, and with that number, like, it's outsourced, and you can tell, because when the people who answer the phone are they have East African accents, so you can tell this is like an outsourced call center. And those people are so polite. Like, I love talking to these people. Like, my sister actually makes fun of me. I'm like, those people are so nice. Like, they're so nice. Like, sometimes when I just want to like talk to somebody, about money or rates, and like, I would just call them and they give me advice, and they're always very, very accommodating and polite. Anyways, yeah. So I called them, and a very nice, polite guy was like, no, what you're talking about, like we don't actually charge anything when you make an online payment. What that is a Visa currency conversion fee. So it's actually Visa. He said it was Visa. Maybe the bank is anyways, but when I asked him, he was like, it's not the bank, it's Visa. So if you can, like, are you next to your computer or something, just type in Visa currency conversion rates of the day, and then go to the website that says Visa Europe. And it was very straightforward. Went there, he's like, okay, and then our percentage. So Visa actually charges a percentage on your card if you're changing currency. So if your bank account or the card you're using, your Visa card, is in a particular currency, and the transaction price or something you're buying is in dollars or whatever currency that is, they charge a percentage each time you use it. And that the percentage from kwacha to dollar using my bank was 6.25%, and I was like, are you serious? I pay 6.25%. This entire time I've been paying 6.25%. Like, that is a lot of money. And he's like, yeah, so just type in the amount that you paid for the particular transaction you're following up on, and see if it adds up. So I did that, right? Went to the website, typed in the date I had made the transaction. I made a note of how it was, my card is in kwacha, and I was making a purchase in dollars. It was $590, what was the exchange rate, you know, that Visa used. So they don't actually tell you the exchange rate that they use, but they just give you like a gross figure inclusive of that 6.25%, so you can budget, if that makes sense. So if you want to get something, and even though the rate is at 12 kwacha to a dollar, they'll just give you the gross amount, and indeed it was 12.89. That 12.89, 12.90 I had calculated before, and I was just like, are you serious? So what is 6.25% of $590? I made that calculation times 12 kwacha. So like, okay, fine, hopefully you're following what I'm saying, but that's where that 600 kwacha came from. And I was just like, that is a lot of money. Like, I immediately told my sisters about this, because yeah, like, we chat all the time. I was just like, this is insane. Like, this is literally insane. How have I not noticed this entire time? Like, what made me actually question it now? Because in the past, like, I would just think, oh, like, you know, like, the exchange like is really bad right now, and make my peace with it. But it's actually a lot of money. So anyways, I went to bed again and woke up the next day, and I was just like, this is insane. Like, this is literally insane. What can I do about it? And the only way, you know, I could avoid this is if I had an account in dollars to make all these transactions, because then there is no Visa currency conversion, if that makes sense. Like, there's nothing to convert, so Visa won't charge me anything. So like, I ain't open a dollar account. So yeah, that's where, you know, the story turns left. At least for me and my tax bracket. I don't want to call myself poor. For me and my tax bracket. So my bank, you know, the bank that I stand for, they do have they do have current accounts in dollars. I looked it up. Like I said, that they're very helpful. You can call them, and I just went to the website actually, and I noticed that they do have a dollar current account, but you need a minimum opening balance of $1,000. And I was like, what? Okay, so I call, you know, my besties. I'm like, hi, I would like to open a dollar bank account. What do I need? And I noticed that there's a minimum opening balance of $1,000. Is that true? Like, yes. Oh, like, okay, fine. So if I, you know, open it with $1,000, do I get charged? You know, okay, like, what's the minimum balance I need to have every month? Because for certain accounts, if you go below a certain amount, you get charged for it. It's supposed to be a minimum balance. And they were like, yeah, the $1,000 is the minimum you need to have in your account. And if you go below it, there is a monthly fee or penalty of $25. $25 converted to kwacha. Just multiply that by 12. Okay, if you're Zambian and you're in my tax bracket, that is a lot of money. I was like, okay, fine. And if I don't go below that 1,000, you know, like, what's the monthly fee? And they're like, it was $10. I was like, okay. So $10, that's $120 in a year just going to fees. But then I thought about it. I was like, I am making certain purchases throughout, you know, the next couple of months, even next year. Like, there's big purchases that I want to make. And I just gave like a little illustration to myself. If, for example, I wanted to make a huge purchase and I had to, I don't know, like, drop it maybe $5,000. Like, how much? In fact, no, I had put it at $4,000. $4,000, okay, 6.25% times 12 kwacha. It was almost 3,000 kwacha, you guys. Just donating towards Visa currency conversion. I'm like, that's a whole number plate, you guys. So it just seemed like a lot of money. So I'm like, what's, you know, like, what's the cost benefit, you know, analysis here? I did it, okay. Let me stop being ridiculous. But you get what I mean. I was like, okay, fine. Instead of losing 3,000 kwacha, I could lose 1,200 kwacha. But then that minimum balance, you guys, there is no way I could get $1,000 and just sit on it for the sake of maintaining a dollar bank account. Like, I need that $1,000 to do stuff in my life. That's 12,000 kwacha, you guys. It is a lot of money. I was just like, no. That's like, so I was like, okay, fine, let me consider it as me, you know, saving, or it's just an amount for the future one day that I might need, like a mini investment. But I was just like, no. Like I tried thinking in that manner, but I was just like, no, $1,000 is just too much. I had to come up with a plan B, and I live in a small town. So I live and work in a small town. In case you're new, you don't know who I am. And even if you are new but you joined, you know, the gang recently, you might get confused because I might mention a small town, but I'm always in Osaka doing vlogs and stuff like that. My parents, family, whatnot, everybody lives in Osaka, and I'm there like all the time during weekends, whereas I live and work during the week in a small town, you know, that's close to Osaka. It's in Central Province, and basically, you know, during the week, like my house that I pay rent for, the house I'm in right now, is in a small town. And when I was looking for a plan B, I literally had only one other option. Now with that bank, like, you know, like my favorite bank, I can open accounts online, you know, like they tend to be efficient, you know, especially if you already have an existing account with them. But then with this bank that I have here, it is a Zambian bank. It is a Zambian bank, and it is literally the only bank in my town. There's a nice little branch there and everything. I do have one account with them, and the only reason why I opened an account with them to begin with is because they offer a particular account that's extremely popular when if you have to send payments or receive money. Most people have it, so it's a great option to have, you know, just to transfer money. Yeah. But anyways, you get what I mean. So I did open that account. So I have that account with that particular bank. So I already had an existing account with them. Plus, you know, like I know the folks there. You know, like small town life, everybody knows each other. So I went over there, walked over there, and I was like, hi, I would like to open a dollar bank account, you know, what are your rates? And to be honest, like when I was talking about a plan B, like my sister was like, you know what, that bank definitely seems like they have Chintuwingi accounts, which are more realistic for you and your tax bracket, which is true. And by the way, Chintuwingi is like, how do you translate Chintuwingi? It's like commoner? Yeah. So it's like they have accounts or deals for commoners like me. So yes, I went over and I'm like, hi, I would like to open a dollar bank account, what are your rates? Now, remember, with my other bank, the British bank, it was $10 per month. I don't know if I mentioned that, but it was $10 per month anyways, just for monthly maintenance. And then for this one, it was $5 for monthly maintenance. I was like, okay, now we're talking. And what is the minimum, you know, monthly balance that I need? And they're like, there's no minimum. I was like, wow, no minimum, okay, that's nice. So when opening my account, like what's the minimum for me to open my account? And they're like, no, like even if you have like $50, like it's fine, like just put in $50 to open your account. I was just like, you know what, now we're talking. Now we're talking. So I filled out a form. It was quite simple, applied. So today is Thursday. This was last week Tuesday when I walked in and then filled in my application, and they were like, your account should be activated in the next 24 hours. And I was like, great, thank you. And they did in fact activate my account. I actually got a text message saying like your account is now active and this is your minimum balance, etc. and whatnot. So now I needed to transfer money from my other bank, the British bank, to that and I also applied for online banking, because and that's something else with my British bank and those two accounts. Remember I mentioned that the current account and a savings account, I use online banking, even just transferring money to like people from other banks or within the same bank or within my own accounts. I use online banking. It is perfect. It works at any time of the day. Honestly, truly, I have never had problems with the online banking. So I figured, since I also have two accounts now with the Zambian bank, I could transfer the money that I had for my plans and things that I needed to buy right now or purchase right now, pay for my British bank account. I keep coming close to saying the name each time and I have to catch myself. But anyways, so I wanted to take the money in my British bank account, which was in Kwacha, and transfer it to my Kwacha account with the Zambian bank. And then within the Zambian bank, because then like they won't charge me for conversion or anything, I wanted to move the Kwacha to dollar, you know, because when I asked them like, do you charge anything for like, you know, transferring money between people's own accounts, like there's a small fee or something, but it's not much, yeah. But when you do swipe your card or use your card to pay for things online, there is a fee, but I think the maximum is like 30 kwacha. Like you guys, like 30 kwacha isn't much, like it's fine. I made my peace with that. I was like, okay, fine. So I moved money from my British bank account to the Zambian bank account in Kwacha, to the Kwacha account. So because I didn't have access to that account, remember, okay, I didn't have access to my dollar account yet. Even though it was activated, the online banking service wasn't active yet, and I got ahead of myself. I was like, okay, fine, like while they're doing that, let me just transfer the money, and then once it's done, I will transfer the money now to my dollar account, so it's in dollars now, and I can make my transactions. Hopefully you're following. Hopefully you're following. So I do that. So now the bulk of my money for my plans is in my Kwacha account with the Zambian bank, and I'm waiting for my online platform with them to work. Okay, so that was on a Tuesday. Wednesday, I get a message saying, in fact, I called my buddies at the bank, you know, small town life for all friends. I call my buddy, I'm like, okay, is the online thing working, you know, can I try? He's like, yeah, go ahead, try. So log on. This was like 19 hours, and that's the thing, you guys. Like, ideally, I'm supposed to do, like, you know, deal with my own personal matters when I'm at home after hours, you know, after work. That's when I can function with my own things. So it's 19 hours or something. I log on to the online platform, my password, everything is there, type it in, and then I try and transfer money from my Kwacha account to my dollar account within this Zambian bank. And at a certain point, you're supposed to get a one-time password to continue with your transactions, or to confirm the transaction. I wasn't getting those text messages. I tried again, they're like, you know, try and resend. I tried resending it, it wasn't coming through. I tried like twice, it wasn't working. So I now look for their customer care line, because, you know, with the British bank, like, I'm so spoiled. Okay, not even spoiled, but I'm just used to being able to call them at any time and somebody will pick up. So I use minutes, like you know, like I'm with Airtel, even MTN, like you can buy minutes for all networks. So as long as I have minutes, I can call. And even with that British bank, like the minutes that so it's either the minutes that I have or it's toll free. I'm not even sure. But when I call that 4-digit number with the friendly East Africans, like, I can use my minutes with that. I tried calling the Zambian bank's customer care line, and they're like, you don't have credit to call them. I'm like, are you serious? Like, I had like 400 minutes or something, and I couldn't call them. I had to buy actual airtime to call. So I topped up by with like a 10 kwacha or something, because it's been forever. Like, you know, like, I have not used actual airtime to make calls in a long time. So I was like, this is inconvenient. Like, I can't even use my minutes. So I called them, and they're like, hi, thanks for calling. We only work from 7 to 19 hours. From 7 in the morning to 19 hours, so call back tomorrow. I was just like, are you serious? Like this is, the call center actually knocks off. Like, who does that? Zambian banks, okay? So I was, okay, anyways, I was just very, very disappointed. So slept the next morning, like around 7, like I literally now like had to wake up and be alert before going to work, just so I could make this call and, you know, deal with my business before going to work. I called them like around 7 something, like sharp. And again, like, I'm using airtime, and even that was really annoying, because you're put on hold, or maybe someone isn't there, and, you know, like, your airtime is being chewed in a bit of minutes. So that was frustrating, and had to like top up with airtime. Okay, anyways. I'm cheap, but even that, it was like a huge con. So I call them, someone picks up, and explain to them I'm failing to get one-time passwords when trying to transfer money between my bank, my own bank accounts online. Like, what's the deal? Like, no, don't worry. Let me file a complaint or whatnot. This is your complaint number. Within an hour, you should get feedback. Okay. I got no feedback. The entire day went by. The next day, I actually walked into the bank physically, and I was like, I've been trying to just transfer money from my own, like, not even transferring money to some other bank, you know, or somebody else's account, just my own accounts within the same bank. I'm failing to get this one-time password. He's like, no, are you sure? Okay, fine. So he like, I used his PC so he could see for himself, and indeed, we sat there, waited for me to get my one-time password. Like, a whole 10 minutes went by, I got nothing, and it's okay, fine, you know, we shall follow up on this, we'll let you know, etc. whatnot. So that was, I think, midday. I went during my lunch break or something. Nothing happened. By the end of the day, I woke up and I was like, you know what, this is dumb. I am closing that account, because, like, the only reason why I opened it was so I could use it, and I can't even get one-time passwords. Like how, like, I can't even make just online transactions within the same bank. I probably, like, this is just strange, you know, and very inefficient. Like, I was so frustrated. I told my sister, like, this is so dumb, and I feel poor because I can't really open a dollar account with the British bank. But anyways, like, it's fine. Like, I am closing that account, because this just isn't making sense. Like, why did it take so long? And then something else, right? They also have a WhatsApp number that you can text for like conflict resolution, or if you have anything, not conflict resolution, but if you have any issues that you want to, you know, report, or things that aren't working out, there's a WhatsApp line where you can inquire on. Literally, like I texted them maybe like at 7. They read the message at 14 hours and then responded. I responded there and then. They were online. I got a message like at 16. I respond. I get a response to that like the following day. Like I'm not even joking. I would show you receipts, but then it's like, you know, my own personal information. So that was a bust. Like the WhatsApp line was ridiculous. Like I couldn't even use that, you know, to follow up on things. Like this bank is like, I can't use this bank. Like this bank is only good for that Kwacha account that I have where I can transfer money here and there. Like that's it. But I can't trust huge amounts of money and just big purchases or payments. Like this isn't going to work for me. Like I need to close this account. Anyways, woke up with so much purpose. I was going to close that account. And then when I got to work, now because like now like it's 8 hours. People have I guess shown up for work and are now going through their mailboxes or whatnot. I started getting all those one-time passwords, you know, that I had tried before, and now is like this is when they're coming. So anyways, after that, I guess that issue with the one-time password thing being blocked was unblocked. And then I went home again in the evening, tried to send money now. So okay, fine, it's working now. Let me make a transaction. Again, it was in the evening after work, and I got a message saying, okay, you want to send money to your bank account, your own bank account. It's only going to be processed tomorrow. Like I actually got that pop-up. I'm like, are you serious? I can't even make transactions in the like okay, now like the one-time password thing has been resolved, but still I can't make transactions. It's still an issue. I have to wait until people show up for work tomorrow morning. I was just like, this is a mess. But here I am. So I waited until the next day, made the transaction. It went through during the day. Maybe it works at night. Maybe I was just catching them at bad times. I don't even know. Maybe the system was down. But I was just like, this is not the bank to use if you're stuck in a place and you're in a serious emergency and you need access to money. Like this is not the bank, okay? Again, I almost said the British bank's name. Like my other like British bank is the way to go. Sadly, like I wish I could promote proudly Zambian this, proudly Zambian that, or maybe there are other Zambian banks out there, you know, that are great. But for the one that I have, like my only option in this town, because I don't have the luxury of traveling to Lusaka, going back and forth, walking into offices to do it. But I mean, like this was my only option, and it was just so inconveniencing. So anyways, I eventually managed to, you know, transfer money to that account. It's working now, but I haven't gotten my card. So I actually need a debit card, a Visa debit card in dollars to make my online transactions. So I haven't even tried that out. I don't know if I want to. Like at this point, I'm just like, when I have to make really big purchases, I would do it like at 10 in the morning. And I have to make sure like I'll try with something small to make sure that the system is fine, and then make like a whole big purchase. But yes, that's my predicament right now with the bank. And I was supposed to pay, because remember I mentioned I'm planning a trip. I was supposed to pay for like the Airbnb deposit and other things. Like I just used my British bank, because like I said, I still haven't gotten my debit card yet. I applied for it, you know, like last week. Today is Thursday. It's been a whole week. I was told maybe tomorrow. And you know what? Let me not hate on the whole card situation, because cards do take long. It doesn't matter what bank you're with, especially if you're not in Lusaka, because like he explained, like, you know, you have to order them. And if it was a regular account, like a regular Kwacha account, like they have the cards on them, but for that particular account it's different. No beef, I understand, but I was going to lose the Airbnb and I couldn't wait that long, so I did book it and everything. And I have just been using, you know, my British bank account for now. But when I have to make really big purchases, I would definitely use the Zambian dollar bank account, now that I know how much Visa charges for currency conversion. So anyways, that's my story. I don't know if any of you can relate to this, or if you even knew that you've been paying this amount, and if you did, why didn't you tell the rest of us? And I'm now wondering, like, what if Visa still charge, you know, if it's from dollar to dollar? Like, what if they still have their own funny charge? But anyways, I don't think it's as much as 6.25%. I honestly doubt it. Anyways, thank you for watching this 30-minute video if you got to the end. I don't know what else to say. Is there a more to the story? No, I'm just yeah, I'm just too poor for a dollar bank account with $1,000 minimum balance. And now I understand why it's $1,000 minimum balance, because the service is excellent compared to no minimum balance and just paying $5 for maintenance. Like, that's what you get. And I just wish we had better options to choose from, which were affordable but still high quality. And yeah, thank you for watching, and we shall chat in the comments maybe. And I'll see you in the next one.